Hey guys, what's up? It's Anne. Welcome to OnlyFounders. Today we have a very special guest for you, Carly Rae. Do we want to say the additional last name or just Carly Rae?
Carly Rae is fine.
Carly Rae. We're super excited. We are filming here in Los Angeles on this episode. And Matt, hello to you in Houston, Texas.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about something super fun and very special to me because I specifically love this industry, and I don't know that Matt and I have talked about it much, but we're talking about wedding planning and event planning. And I'm super curious about Carly's experience as a founder of her own business in this industry and all of the things that have come with it in the years and years that you've been doing this. So welcome to the show, Carly. Thanks for coming. Do you want to tell us a little bit about you and your founder story and how this came to fruition?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I love podcasts, number one. And you guys, your podcast is awesome. So thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I'm excited to be here. I am 15 and a half years in.
Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge.
I've somehow survived COVID. I've somehow survived slow seasons. So I come with like a lot of like the ebbs and flows of being a founder. I started, there's no real school for this. There is if you maybe Google something, but there's not really a true, I went to college for this. This is what I do. So I started with just helping my friend get married. She goes, "You're my creative friend. Come and help me plan. Come and help me do all this stuff." And a week before her wedding, she didn't have programs done, favors done. She didn't have things. She had ideas, but she didn't have things done. And so it just sort of ignited something in me of I love to be there for people that are in a moment of stress that I can ground them.
Ooh, I love that.
So I just have these vivid memories of she's driving somewhere and we're on the way to the fabric store, or whatever it was. And I'm giving her stress-free mints, from the health food store. And it's just this whole thing. So it ignited this idea of what would it look like if I started planning? And that took about 2 years to kind of get my feet wet, maybe post some stuff, see what happened.
Wait, what were you doing in those 2 years from that moment of clarity to then actually doing the thing?
I had just graduated college.
Okay.
And then
degree in
communication.
So nothing to do with her business, really.
I didn't even study business.
Well, communication is kind of the most important thing. So
yeah, I agree. I think so in this business. Yeah, for sure. I went to school, and then when I graduated, that's when nobody could get jobs right out of college. So I had someone that I knew say,
"Oh wait, no, 2010,
2010,
yeah,
yes." And I was like, "Okay, so I'm in debt, and I can't find a job." So I ended up luckily getting a temporary position, and it was for 3 months, and it was literally for Gen Z. You might not know, but there's this thing called CDs. And so burn CDs with people's medical records.
You're aging. You stop aging us. Damn it. We went there. Okay.
And
fine.
I would burn medical records on these CDs for this company, and then those medical records would go to someone, or I don't even really know.
Could you imagine the data storage of all of those CDs of medical records?
Yeah.
Physical.
I used to have these big cylinders of blank CDs, and then a bunch of these cases of burned CDs that I would just lose eventually.
Same.
And I would have just all these colors. I was this is a colorful one.
And the jewel cases, and then you make the printed out in Microsoft Paint, the cover art, and then the list of the
I didn't go that far.
I did that. Okay.
Because you could use the Sharpie to write on the CD. So that's
correct. Yeah. So that was you. You're the Sharpie guy, and I was the Microsoft Paint gal. Okay, so back to CDs.
So I had this project with someone I knew that still owns this company, medical record storage. And so I was just burning CDs all day for 3 months. And she just goes, "Hey, we still need you. As you're able, keep coming. And we'll give you a heads up when we don't need you, but we'll give you a month's notice." So it went from 3 months, I think, to 2 years or something. So I was there for a long time. And
just burning CDs.
And yeah, literally. I was like, oh, this person I recognize from the NBA. don't look at it, but burn it. So it was such a fun, I mean, I have such fond memories of that time because it was like, life was complicated in the way of like, you're only making so much, but then it's like this simple thing of like, you're just doing this repetition over and over. And I was just thankful that I could have a job. Yeah, I had enough to make rent.
Yeah.
And so I ended up like in 2012 really going, I think I'm supposed to do this full time. Started in August 2012. And I had this like goal in mind thinking like, oh, that'd be so cool if I could like start my business, like not work for this company anymore at like December 1st. And I'm like, what startup can you just like let go of your side gig in like 4 months time, 5 months time? And November 1st, my boss calls me into the office and she's like, I'm giving you a month, like you're done. And I'm like, this is like something's like bigger than me in this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this was like already 2 years in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like,
and they gave you your month.
They gave
a month before you were thinking of starting your own thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, I had like so much peace, like felt like this was what I was supposed to do, but had no work. And guys, I booked 12 weddings that week.
How?
Like literally to this day, it's like miraculous. And I have literally never had another job since.
Wow.
And that was 2012 and we're in what year are we in?
26 now. 26. And so it's Carly Rae Weddings.
Yep.
And what was the noon floral?
Okay, so that's a whole journey.
Okay.
Yeah, so was planning weddings, doing tons of weddings. Then I had a colleague / friend say, hey, I'm selling my floral business. Do you want to buy it? And my entrepreneur brain goes, well, we could just like add on floral.
Sure.
Or whatever. So long story short, bought that.
What year did you buy that?
I bought that in 2014.
Okay.
And then doubled, grew my team. And then from there, something that I think is interesting with like founders or people that buy businesses is like, especially creative businesses, I really struggled with like my creative identity in like someone else's business and their portfolio.
Sure. So
I rebranded it to be High Noon.
High Noon.
Floral. And I named that because I was drinking a High Noon. So. In COVID.
I just lost my shit. You branded and named a whole business off of what the alcohol that you were drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's my girl. We're good.
Well, I was
High Noon Floral.
High Noon Floral.
Shh, don't tell the beverage company.
Don't tell them.
Don't tell them.
They might.
Wow.
It might be the reverse. It might be beneficial.
I mean,
it might.
Could be,
you were
really
first.
Bad.
Well,
no, I was not first.
But for floral, industry specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
interesting.
So High Noon Floral, there was a couple. So it was that reason number one, and then I was like, that's a cool name. And then High Noon is a plant that's in your yard, can be in your yard, like a landscaping plant.
Yeah.
And then,
well, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all. I was like, cool,
that's
flowers.
Why the High Noon beverage is so good in this story because it's not at all specific. I'm like, well, it's a plant, but it's not the High Noon plant, which makes this story even better. Yeah. So I love this.
And then Google says High Noon is also can also be defined as like the peak of your creativity and like that. So there was like kind of this trifecta of like, that was funny, that makes sense, and that's creative and fun.
And now I'm validated.
Yeah. Yeah. So High Noon Floral is owned by Carly Rae.
Okay.
It's doing business as.
And are you doing CRW and you're doing that a lot, or that's just you're always Carly Rae Weddings?
CRW is the same. It's
you're abbreviating too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So so I've been doing it ever since, and I've had different variations. I've had full-time staff. I have had interns, assistants, freelancers. I've kind of done the whole like different configurations of how I build the business out. And over the years, it's like very clear how this business and business model has to work, which is like, freelancing contractors, and then like virtual assistants and personal assistants, or like
so no employees, everybody's contractor.
Not now. I've done it over the years, and it's just we work about 9 months out of the year, and the 3 months, we're like hibernating and recovering. So it just seems to work better. We get stronger people that can kind of help other businesses. It's just very collaborative. So
it's basically like 6 months of extreme profit, and then you have 3 months of like kind of wandering down, and then another 3 months of hibernation, and then
that's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So a lot of finagling the financials.
So do you keep your contractors and use them again, or do you like recycling through?
Yeah, recycle through. And honestly, you guys, like, I am such a fan of helping other people in the industry, because this is just it is one of the, I think Forbes or some blooming something article said once that like wedding planning is one of the top most stressful jobs.
100%.
And so when someone's like, hey, I'm strapped and I'm free, I'm like, I'm happy to come help you. So we've done Grammys, we've done different broadcasting, like the amount of stuff that we've gotten, it's weird. You're just sitting in these, watching this, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I did that flower thing on the such and such show, or whatever. So it's cool. I would say it's probably a lot like how actors feel in this industry, where it's like we're kind of dabbling in everything, and then we have our own thing. So it's a really like fulfilling job. Very hard.
Yeah. So in peak
how do you get sales? Like I understand like the growth period may have been a little lucky, because it sounds like if you got 12 clients just lay on your lap, I feel like there's a little element of luck there. But then
definitely,
how are you continuing that over and over and over?
Yeah. Well, we came in, so 2010 was like 2012 was like the peak of Instagram, where it was like not really, it wasn't really like it is now, where you don't even see the people anymore that you follow.
Right.
And so I think I kind of came in at that. So I got a lot of people there. We did a ton of publications through like wedding blogs. That was huge back then. And so that kind of gained momentum, and then got on referrals through venues and different lists that we kind of like paid ads. Right now we're like, when I ask people, I'm like, how did you find it? They're like, I don't know, man. I was just in a black hole, and then like your thing popped up and I clicked, and then I was here. And I'm like, I'm serious. It's like 9
digital marketing.
Yeah, I'm just like, did you find it on TikTok? Did you find it on IG? Did you find me on The Knot? Did you find me on the Vogue article we just in? Like, no, people cannot tell me. But most of the time it's social media, like in-person referrals, and then people just look at the list that we're on and they're like, okay, great.
That's great. Okay, so how did you price your first wedding that you did? How did you know how to price?
I didn't.
I always want to talk about this, because that's what we're all afraid of as founders, is how do I price my shit, right? Yeah. And so it's like, how did you know how to frame and how to price for where you were?
So for me,
in today's world, you just ChatGPT it,
right?
Oh my
God, question becomes irrelevant probably today.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's funny, and I'll tell you the specifics, but the thing that's really funny about it is like, now as a luxury, I'm considered luxury pricing, luxury planner, working with like high end 6 figures and up weddings. That's like what I do now. But when I started, it was like, I'll do whatever. I'll bust a table, all this, all that.
Right.
Yeah. And so the thing that's now biting me in the ass, from like new people, like undercutting me, I undercut everyone else.
Oh.
And so there's this like thing where I'm like, well, I can't say I blame you. I did it too. But I didn't know. So I was like, and keep in mind, I was making $700 a month at this CD record place. And I'm like, okay, one day I can get $500. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm rich.
So where you were coming from, you were very happy with like, hey, pay me $1,000 and I'll do your whole wedding.
Yeah. And now I'm like, oh, that could like buy you like a slice of cake at my wedding. Literally. So I try to stay like, but yeah, I really did. I did years, and it was like, did tiers, and then the next year I do a little higher, and then there was a couple years, and I'm in this year right now where I jumped my prices up. I was like, I'm a little tired. I don't want to work as hard as I'm working. I need to like, you know, use my experience and like leverage it.
Yeah.
And so when I do those hikes, like those significant hikes, then there is like there's like a 6 month, like what's going on.
Yeah. Does
like,
that make you nervous?
Yeah.
But I think it's really smart how you just positioned it. You're increasing your prices because of experience. That's probably the most honest answer you can probably see it. Like, sure, it helps with like the inflation stuff too, but it's actually very true. If you have more experience, you should be charging more. There's no reason to undercut the competition.
The other thing that's really interesting about this job, you guys, is people like you bid out a year. So you're fighting for the current pricing, right? So like, let's say I'm doing an event next spring 2027. I'm only I can't bid them another 10% yet, like in inflation. So there's this like a little bit of that tension of having to go, okay, how much, like project, but not scare the client, get yourself in a place, because there was like a really big hike in labor this year because of where we're at in our economy. And so by the end of the year, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I gotta rethink this, you know, and this hurt me here, and this person was nice enough to give me a deal with their labor here. And so it's definitely like keeping a finger on the pulse, like making sure.
And product costs too, right? Like all of the decor, the flowers, everything you need to provide that aesthetic to the client. All of that with inflation could be going up, or there could be a tariff on a specific thing.
Tariff has been a big one. Yeah, because flowers we get from the Los Angeles wholesale flower market, but then they like out of nowhere during COVID, they're like fuel surcharge, and we're like every single bill is now as a fuel surcharge, and you're like, oh man, so it's like you can't predict those things, but you can do your best to like navigate around them. So I try not to be like have the mindset of, oh my gosh, things are so expensive. It's like, it is what it is. But how do you like bend to it and not be like so depressed? Because it can like be really depressing to be a business owner, but
very much so. That's probably the key takeaway from the show. It's very depressing to be a business owner.
Just kidding.
I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. I don't know.
I have a great time. I have a great time with it, but like it's funny. I'll run into I can't even think of the exact person right now, but I'll run into people and they'll be like, oh, it's so slow right now or whatever. And I'm like, gosh, it's such a temptation to just like, when you're swimming upstream and trying to like, do things differently, to have to fight against a lot of that, I think. But anyway.
Well, it's easier to spread fear and pessimism. That's why it's really easy to spread it. So it's like everyone, if I say, oh, things are going bad, and someone else says, oh, things are going bad, and then everyone feels happier that everyone's going bad, but that's actually the trap where you really do have to swim against it. It's like, okay, things are bad. Great. I'm not going to, that's great on you. But for me, it's like, I need to fight against this. This is not something that I want to like congratulate everyone on.
And I think there's like a fear of, there's like a scarcity mindset a lot in people with specifically financial. And it's like the amount of money that's floating around is ridiculous, and we forget.
I thought about this the other day too. I was just thinking, I just walked outside, I was thinking of how much money people are spending just within a 1 mile radius of wherever I am at any given point. And I'm like, there is so much money in this world. It's ridiculous to think that we don't have enough money. That mindset doesn't make sense. It's just, how are you going to circulate more into your specific personal path? Right? Which it's like a weird concept to think of it like that, but I agree with you. I was literally thinking like hotel costs and travel. When you travel, I think it's a really good reminder of how much money is out there, and people are just with tourism spending willy-nilly, hundreds and hundreds a day, and you're like, holy shit, what do you do for work? Like I look at these families traveling, and I'm just like, what? I don't understand it. So I love that perspective. There's so much money circulating. How do you get in the game and get your hands on it with a business idea? Right?
And
you have to ask yourself that question like every 6 months, I think. Maybe like depends on the business, but every 6 to 12 months, you kind of have to reinvent that equation.
Yeah. Well, and I have a really good support system. So when I hiked my prices up, I sort of went like, okay, I'm going to drop a lower package and I'm going to just stick with this. And the first few, there people are like, it would have been a yes, but, and I'm like, oh my God, help me, Lord.
But did you hold?
I held.
Okay.
And I have to say this on live national television, whatever. I was like, I had a really hard month, you guys. Like, this month was so trying for me. And I'm like, it's slow season. I know I'm worth it. I've done it before. I can do it again. Mindset this and manifest that and all this stuff and faith and all these things. And I'm like, okay, nothing's like, no bites. Like, no yeses, like definitely some inquiries. But yesterday, I booked my price package yesterday. And it was just like, I was like, this is why. But you have to have the the grit to just like hang on for dear life and be smart and don't go, don't lose your nerve. But there's moments where I'm like, I'm going to lose my nerve. Like I have to.
Wait, hold on. I think it's okay to lose your nerves though. So like in table tennis, no. I say the thing in a healthy way, because in table tennis, you cannot get rid of your nerves. Like even if I'm really relaxed and I'm about to compete, the nerves still get in the way. Like no matter what, even if I'm up like a bajillion points, they still get in the way.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay to let the nerves come in. I think it's just more or less like, what are the tactics to kind of like bring them back down? Because that's what I found. If you don't if you don't manage it, it just goes out of control. So you kind of like me, like in the competition, like you breathe really slow, really, really slow. You bring down everything lower. And it's like, oh, the nerves disappear. All it takes is like one win, even the smallest win. Like, I don't know, like I could be down a bunch of points and then the other guy messes up and my nerves disappear.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the ability to still play the game with the nerves. I think being a business owner, it does take grit. And it also takes a level of saying, I am in unknown territory, or I'm trying to validate with my pricing, which is huge that you raise that based on experience. And then the response isn't immediate. And you second guess, and you have to give yourself a time frame. How long am I going to let this go without any lead generation? And is it the pricing, or is it the tactics I'm using to get this new client type, right? Because now you've elevated your client type by raising your pricing. Fix Inform is going through a similar rebrand right now. And we've also raised our prices based on our experience. Yeah. And so now I'm sitting here going, okay, we're getting ready to literally, say this to the masses, which we have been. And there's going to be a little bit of a lull. Matt and I were talking about building pipeline. When you make these changes, we've changed our type of client. Yeah. And so now all the clients and the rooms that I've been in for 12 years are going to be the same response, because that's a different client. It's a different price point. So, and it's also a different result.
Yeah. And I'm working on, speaking of funnels and things like that, I'm working on new tactics, because that's the same issue. It's like, oh, I can easily get this client. This has been proven. But it's interesting to look back and remember. I think like memory is so important as a business owner. Like journal entries are just having a friend go, do you remember every January this happened? Or, whatever. But this happened. And my mom even said, she goes, remember when you raised your prices 3, 4, 5 years ago? It took you about 6 months. And I was like, you're right. And then you forget that. And you forget. So it's like really good to be able to call back to those things, because otherwise you're losing your mind, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. One on the nerve thing. You know what's another good thing? If you're feeling like the anxiety that comes around nerves, that's actually a very good thing too, because it means you're doing something. Yeah. A lot of folks that get analysis paralysis, they just go and run in circles in their head and they don't actually do anything. So there's no not nervous. They're just stressed.
Totally. True. It's so true. I always try to go, okay, because I'm a creature of comfort. I don't like a lot of change, but I crave it. Like it's this weird thing where it's like I wrestle with it. And I'm like, okay, if I'm feeling nervous, or if I'm finding myself rubbing up against this thing and there's tension here, I need to see what's behind that, because oftentimes it's something that I'm end up really enjoying doing, or I'm, good at naturally, but it's like this sort of like fear, right?
That curiosity killed the cat mentality.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that. I never heard that before.
Yeah.
Because Anne, I think you're a little different. I think you're driven. I think you're driven a little bit differently. I'm driven differently. I'm not driven from a curiosity on either.
I'm definitely a creature of comfort and habit, so much so that I don't actually like to struggle. I think that's why I've tried to understand you, Matt, a little bit more when we talk about it, because when you say, well, I like to fail and I like struggle, I am still healing and recovering from a very conditionally formatted home where performance equals love and acceptance and approval. And so if you're going through that as a person, and we're talking about the whole person as a founder, and my business needs that success and those wins to have approval, and I'm on the right path, it's been a really big struggle for me recently of knowing that when I do something and I fail and I'm not in my comfort zone, that's good. But I'm having to rewire my whole brain to say, this is an unconditional place of love and acceptance of self. And this is a playground. I am allowed as a business owner to make changes and like totally shit the bed. Like, oh, that was wrong. Like, I need to go back and let the market tell me whether that was a good change or not, and let the data tell me. But also, it wasn't a bad move. It was a move that's continuously aligning what we should and shouldn't be doing. As a CEO, we have to be doing that. And so I think when you are leading a business, I think to answer your question, Matt, I'm just kind of thinking about all of this. I'm in awe of this. Like, I wish that I operated more of that curiosity and just kind of, let's go like fuck around and find out, right? But I definitely am not that whimsical about it yet. I'm definitely more hesitant, and I need a lot of support from my system. I have a great support system now internally. It's like this tiny group of people that I will circulate different ideas to and soundboard. And then when they're saying, yes, this is it aligns with who you are. It aligns with your mission. It aligns with what God's shown you. Like the alignment piece is huge. So I think having that small bubble to remind you as a founder that you're not out on your own, just making stupid decisions. But then you fail and you go, okay, for what I knew at the time, that felt aligned. And I soundboarded it. It wasn't just in my own head, which is what we also always do. Matt, what's how do you operate in this? Because I do think that you're very different as well.
Is he frozen?
Oh, no. We'll wait. Let me see. We'll have to edit this. Matt, can you hear us?
There he is.
Hi. Can you hear us?
Hello. Yep. I'm not sure what happened, but
that's okay. We can edit that out. Did you hear my last part of that sentence?
Not the last sentence. So basically, you were describing what you were answering my question, and you got cut out.
Do you think that we still went because my sound was going the whole time?
No, no, because it wouldn't have uploaded then.
Oh shoot. Okay, so I'll just kind of recap it then.
Okay,
that was a lot to recap.
Yeah,
I'll recap. We'll go back and we'll try to piece it together in editing. I wish that I had the level of curiosity as a founder to go forward and be more whimsical about making different choices that I'm not sure of the outcome, and then just be curious about what could happen, but not have it be tied to my self-worth. And I think that one of the things I'm recovering from is knowing that I'm in alignment and having that small bubble of people to support you and saying, yep, this is a good choice. This is aligned with you and your mission. This makes sense for your business and what I know that you want to do in it, your goals. And I think keeping that support system close is helpful for me so that I don't just have to be on my own island and say, oh, this makes sense. I'm going to raise my prices. I'm going to, pivot here. I'm going to change. It's like, it can be very scary when you've been raised in a conditionally formatted environment where you're trying to get out of that as a founder and know that you have the flexibility for unconditional acceptance for whatever you do, as long as you're smart about it and you're paying attention to the market response and you're also looking at the data, right? So with that, I was going to say, Matt, I think that you are different from both of these perspectives. And how do you feel you operate as a founder in this way?
I mean, it's just, mine's a blend of it is a little bit of curiosity, but I just want to win. So it's a little different. I'm driven on I I don't care how many losses I have, but I just want the big win. So I'm more pushing for like, how do I get a win? I don't care if I'm like 0 and 99. Like I just want one win. And what I do
that's
is
fascinating to me, because that's like resiliency. Like you're just gonna go. It's a volume game, and you just want one of them to stick in a big way.
It may not be volume. It's just the nature of my current business is volume. But how I've operated as a founder is just focus on winning. Like, and you're definite, and it's subjective. It's not like someone else's definition. It's like my own interpretation of whatever this immediate win is going to be. That is how I kind of move forward. So like I wake up and thinking I'm going to crush it. And I wake up the next day, I'm going to crush it. I mean, not most of the time I don't, but that's kind of how I operate. So I've never I don't ever even feel burnt out all the time, because like the idea of a potential win is so enticing, right? It's like say you were about to land, say like, hey, I want to land 100 clients this year. Like you just think about it. And I just wake up and be like, all right, how do we get 1? How do we get 2? How do we get 3? How do we get 4? We're eventually going to get 100. 1,000% going to get 100. And that's kind of when I wake up. And if I fail, I'm like, okay, next day, try again, try something different. And that's where the curiosity comes in. It's like, okay, if I'm not moving towards the goal, I'm more curious on why. Why is that not happening? As you guys just said, there's a lot of money to be circulating. So there's a lot of ways to win the market. And also there's people who are exiting the market. So there's no reason why I can't take their spot. Like even if I'm in a bad situation, I can take their spot.
That happened to me yesterday.
Oh,
I took someone's spot and landed a huge account. Like huge, like biggest account I've ever landed.
Really?
And it's because I kept good reputation, but it's that type of stuff. It's like that stuff pops up. And it's like, you don't even consider that sometimes.
Was that a referral, a word of mouth? They brought you in?
Yeah. She was like, I'm out of the business. Call this person. Do it next year. Do it the year out. Is like a big conference. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Wow.
I didn't think about that. That's great.
Wait, is this your first conference event?
It's my first conference event. I've done corporate.
Okay.
Traveled all over and done stuff with different corporation, but this is my first conference and I'm excited.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's so exciting.
But Matt, I want to say too, like, it's really amazing that you are not defeated by those losses. Let's say you have 20 losses in a row. I would struggle to find the momentum again.
So this is this may not be simple, but to me it's simple. It's like, what's the point of not losing, right? So if you look at it the other way, what if you only win? It's kind of boring. So before I started before I started my businesses, I was always the A player. Like when I was like a employee or whatever, I was always A player in a room. So I could literally do nothing and still be the A player in the room. It gets really boring really quickly. So this is and I just started even like when I was like 17, because I was making websites on the side. So I was like, back then I was like, I'll do a website for like a real estate person and be like, oh, $250. This is like amazing. This was like 2007 or something. It was like, $250. Like that was like in my eyes, like you could, I'm good for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And so that means like from that, even from 17, 18, 19, I was always the smartest person in the room, or at least seemingly. And it just gets really boring and like really easy. And it's like, I don't really want to be in that situation where it's just win after win after win. Now it's really good to have a break and then that you get a bunch of wins, but then eventually it gets old. And then once it gets old, I'm bored. And once I'm bored, I want to change something and put myself in the same struggling position I like to be in. Like, I don't like to be in it, but But
you
I have
need to be in it.
I don't really know how to explain it. Like, it's a love-hate relationship with that thing.
I know what you mean.
In my industry, I view that with a branding business as retainer clients versus new one-time clients. And for me, I was getting really comfortable a few years ago with these retainer clients where I was just winning. I got big contracts and nobody flinched, and I was making really great money, and I was essentially just employing myself. And I would bring on a contractor here and there as I needed to in my projects. And it just, it was great, but it was just like this steady income. It was like working for somebody. You just got a paycheck and you just did that every single month. And for me, I got really bored. And that was winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, if I'm looking at financials and ease of client acquisition and the accounts that you're running and the amount of clients, that was easy. And I'm like, well, you know, now sometimes I'll look back on that because we've literally gotten rid of everything as a retainer. We're really just one-time new client acquisition every 3 to 4 months. That's just what we're doing. And I think that I like that struggle. There's something about the struggle of, and the what if of who's going to be, it's like one day, one phone call, one referral, and then boom, there you go. There's the spontaneity of the newness of not having the win all the time. And what is the win? Is the win constant work that you love doing? Great. And then that gets boring. Is the win the steady paycheck because you employ yourself and it shows success? Well, then that's boring. You're like, really isn't worth it. I have to evolve. So I do think there's this constant struggle. It's the yin and yang of business ownership of how comfortable do I want to be?
Yeah.
How much of my bottom line do I want to have covered? But also the safety, can I pull the rug out, do something different, and then fuck around and find out?
Yeah.
And then see what happens.
I think there's something to say about founders having like some sort of margin. Like I try to calculate my risks too. Like, you know, if I miss 3 months of client acquisition, am I okay? The answer is yes. Okay. And then, so now I can experiment here. Now, the mental side is going to be the tricky part for me. It's not the financial anymore. But you know, it's like, I don't know. I think that having margin can be really helpful because I think sometimes you just hear these like success stories of I had no money and I leveraged every single penny I ever had and whatever, blew up my whole life, but I own Nike, you know what I mean? Like whatever. You're like, cool, great. That's like casino type playing. But I think for me, it's how do I have margin and also not blow the whole thing up?
Calculated risk.
That's me. I'm very I try to be really calculated.
And I'm more calculated and less risk because I just don't go. I'm in that, you know, paralysis of thinking about things too long and then I just don't activate. And then here I am with this new show with Matt and he's always talking about shipping it. And so I definitely I would say in the last few months, I've definitely started just shipping a lot more and gotten out of here. But I think there's calculated risk, there's risk, and then there's just calculating.
Yeah. I think showing up also is part of the resiliency because like as long as you're willing to accept business and you're doing something to do it, even if it's all failing, showing up tends to work out pretty well in the long run.
Yes.
Every time I have a down period, it's like, I don't give up marketing. It's just like, you just keep trying and then something hits and then a new idea comes and then there's a new, sometimes like a new growth spurt. You just have to show up versus like a lot of my competitors, they'll go really hard for a year and they're doing really great. And then they'll just disappear the next year. It's like, I don't understand the purpose of that. Like, just totally. try to make a sustainable business. Everyone's trying to like shoot like these crazy things. And I think that's where the calculated risk comes in. It's like, are you in it for the long run? Okay. Yes. What are the risks to make you go longer? That's kind of how I see it. So it's not, it's calculated in a way. I'm still the person to max out every single credit card, but I will try, to make it longer.
Take us to dinner, Matt.
Hopefully not salt-based.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Yeah, no, I think too, when you're talking about risk, I think being really smart and calculated about it, like for the first year ever, I'm fundraising to grow Fix and Form, wherever that money is going to end up coming from, that's a different story. And I have different calculations that I'm working out with the risk factor involved. But I think that it really, when you have the vision and you have your intuition is leading you down a path that you know is right, but you are going to need to be a bit riskier. You're like, okay, I'm going to max out all my credit cards. I'm going to take a loan out. I'm going to do a line of credit, whatever you need. When you believe in that vision so much as the founder, you have to go after it because if you don't, you see these quotes all the time. Like, you should see what happens if you don't take a risk or if you don't do the next thing. Like, if you don't want to change and you're exactly where you are this time next year, Nobody wants that. But it's how do you balance those things, and how do you put metrics in place to say, if we do this risk, and if within 6 months or a year we haven't made good on replenishing this risk or whatever that looks like, what does that look like? And then do you have a pivot? What then are you going to do if I raise this money, I hire my people, I grow this agency, but then it's not working. So I'm going to have to pivot really quickly and say, okay, is it the price? Is it our marketing? Is it the conversations we're having? Am I not in the right room? And so that's, I think, the tricky part for me as a founder is doing the risk and then really quickly analyzing and pivoting as we're doing it. So I'm not going to just waste time bullshitting, right? And then all of a sudden you look a year later and you go, oh, well, that wasn't working 2 months, 3 months in, but I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. And I think also even sometimes it's your intuition is saying, do this thing, and then you do it and it's not paying off. It's you don't have to just throw it out all the time. It's what are the micro tweaks of that idea or theory that could then fit in the hole that you're trying to fit it in? Because that's happened to me before too. So it's oh, if I word it this way, if I send this doc this specific look or whatever, it's a totally different reaction.
So that is what I miss. So I always think about everyone's drive. There's pros and cons to it. I think the con with a lot of not thinking about the loss is I'm so big picture. I won't tweak to see if the idea could work in a different variation. It takes a lot of energy. We'll say that's it. It takes a lot of energy for me to get in that state, which is, Carly, I think it's very natural for you to be okay, let's take this and just kind of fan out the cards and see which variation is going to work.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, so let's talk about what is the most insane fun wedding that you got to plan?
Well, I've done hundreds now. It's crazy to say. I finally can say that. But the one that is front of mind, it's on my pinned Instagram, so you can go check it out. But I got a call from an actress, musician, and she's we want to do a Halloween theme wedding. And I'm wow, okay. I've never done that before.
Okay.
I saw it on 27 dresses, or whatever. But yeah, so it was cool. They wanted it to be in the woods on Halloween. This was last Halloween. Got to spend Halloween with all these people.
Wow.
And everyone dressed up.
Okay.
It was, and you're I don't know.
That would be fun.
It was so fun.
Was it?
We had a walking sleight of hand person. We had bobbing for apples. It was very and I do a ton of Western, that's what I do. So it's very fun to be outside of that, where it's just this classy, weirdly elegant Halloween party / wedding.
Yeah.
So that was the most off the wall, avant-garde, funniest planning sessions you can imagine, where they're so we think we need spider webs. I'm fake spider webs, or this, that, and the other. And it's oh, are you going to get the candles that melt your whatever? And I don't know, just very strange.
Yeah.
But very, very fun. And they were so wonderful, and all their guests were wonderful. And it got worldwide recognition, which is awesome.
Amazing.
So check it out. But
yeah,
it was just a blast.
Sounds like it.
It was a very fun end of season.
So we're talking. So that's a really fun wedding. But my question too is, let's talk about family and your health and your self-care and boundaries as a wedding planner. I can imagine, having gotten married and knowing the wedding. Matt's had a wedding. I can imagine
really. I had shotgun. I had the courthouse wedding.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Smart man.
Yeah, it's so expensive. I can't.
It's so expensive. Okay, so the wedding planners that I've seen at weddings are so grounded, but doing thousands of things around the bride.
Okay.
Typically, right? The bride or the bride's mom or the groom's mom who wishes it were her wedding. You know, you have these really stressed out key people, and then you have the event planner just chaotically running it. So how do you hold these back? I mean, your late nights, your holidays, right? You're gone with the Halloween. So how do you tend to manage all of your self-care and your boundaries for your own time with your own family in the midst of also taking on the kind of weddings that you want and events that you want?
Totally great, valid question. I am like so passionate about this question because going back to what Matt, I forget who said it, but I am one of the only people, probably one of 20 people in this industry that has stayed with it since we all started together. So that is a very big thing to talk with the very few that have stuck it out of like, how do we have longevity in this career? It's like being an athlete, really. I mean, truly, you're like walking or running or whatever on your feet, like a marathon every weekend or every other weekend. It's like, that's a lot. And I'm pushing 40 at this point. So I'm like, how do you do this?
Quick sidebar. Yeah. How many steps are you getting in a day that you're running a wedding?
Like 14,000 no, that's wrong. 14 miles.
14 miles.
Yeah. Like that's wrong.
That was low. So yeah, however many steps are in 14 miles?
10 to 15 miles, depending on the volume.
I believe that.
So when I onboard my clients, I'm like, this is the parameter here. Like, I don't work on Mondays. I'm off on weekends because I'm traveling or doing whatever. So you don't do weekend weddings? What I mean is I'm off admin. So I'll be doing. So, and then we travel a lot now. So, you know, I'm on a plane a lot and we do Floral too. So it's not just like I can fly in on Friday morning and leave Sunday morning. Like we're there Tuesday through Sunday. And I'm like, maybe on 3 hours of sleep trying to get to the airport to get home to family dinner, you know, that kind of thing. So for me, and this is also, I'm kind of in that mix right now where I'm trying to raise my prices more so I can work less and do other things that inspire me, like sit here, talk with you. And
wait, hold on. You're not working less. You're just working smarter because you're still working.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
That's very true.
So I'm really like, every client knows that I have Mondays off. And I will do my groceries. I will do, I'll do all the things I need to do. Date nights on Monday nights. Like, it's just easy because my job is so like all over the place. Like what day is happening. It's never, ever the same. So I try to keep at least my rhythms with my clients. Like every couple weeks we have meetings, like check-in calls and stuff. So, and then I have at least one day where I'm just doing admin. Like I can't be like interrupted by a meeting, kind of thing.
Do you think part of your success is actually being in LA?
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking I feel like wedding planners and stuff, like it's really hard to do in the country, right? It's really hard to do maybe in small cities. I think you need a lot of people for the volume that makes sense.
There's a whole industry here that is like it's very robust. And like, we get the people, people are like, how do you get celebrities that you get? How do you get the people that you get? And it's like, I'm friends with friends of friends, or I ran at the Halloween wedding, I ran into another celebrity. I was like, hey, you were at so-and-so's at May. We did, whatever. It's fun. But, and then to your point, and it's like, I'm getting to the point where I've been swimming upstream in this hard industry to break into, which is LA market. And now I'm like, what is Italy like? What is such and such? But like, I want to like try different things because it's like, I sort of feel in some ways, and I don't know that I have mastered it, but in some ways you feel like, oh yeah, I've like done that thing, or I've tried that thing.
You could do like an Indian wedding. I heard Indian weddings are pretty nuts.
They're nuts.
I would love to go to an Indian wedding. I've had some friends get married who were Indian.
My bucket list is to be invited to one.
Yeah, because they're days and days long events.
I was invited to one in India,
Mm-hmm.
and about to buy the tickets, and COVID ruined it for me.
No,
I was so bummed. A lot of stuff was ruined during that time.
that's such a joke.
I was supposed to go to Tokyo, actually. That got canceled too.
Ah, dang.
I was actually on a girls' trip to Nashville. Still haven't been in Nashville. That got canceled. Maybe I need to go to Nashville.
Don't go right now. It's like under ice or something.
Ice,
yeah.
It's like below zero or whatever.
It's frozen.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to be like the number one event or wedding this year that you're trying to land as a goal? What looks different about the one goal this year versus all of the events and weddings you've done in the past?
Yeah, I think for me it's there's one in particular event that I did that I was like, this is my dream. Like this is like checks every box. It was a destination. The budget was beyond. We did the floral. Budget of that was beyond. And I walked away going, oh my gosh, like I made this much, profit off of this when I did like 5 weddings. So it's like, I look at that wedding and I go, I want to replicate that, if that makes sense, versus I want to do $1 million wedding or whatever. I don't need to do that. I can. And if someone asked, I would. But it's like, for me, there's like a very perfect formula. And a lot of it has to do with like who that person is too. Like when I'm doing these big events, I'm like, I don't want to just say yes because it's a name droppy thing. It's like, I want to say yes because they respect me, like I respect them, and I'm going to protect the NDA because like now they're under the covering of my care in this like event or whatever. Right. So for me, it's not like it needs to be this certain person. It's like, I just want it to be like the perfect fit and like the budget to match that,
That makes sense.
Cause like the thing is like, I am I like to kind of put all of my feelers out in all areas. It's like, I've done podcasting before, like, things like that. So I like to do a bunch of stuff. And when I have like clients that are really difficult to work with, then it's like all that other stuff. Like I don't get to play. I'm just so focused on like babysitting this situation. So I'd love to have my clients be like, hey, we found you. We respect you. We vibe with you. I want them to vibe with me as much as I want to vibe with them. So
I think the energy is huge. You say what makes an amazing client. I think for any business, it's the energy and it's the mutual respect. It's the respect of knowing what you're going to provide, what they're going to get, and not trying to wear you down for more than what they're paying for. Or also, there's a flip side to that. Not paying you and tipping you and bonusing and throwing cash in your pocket left and right, because that can also feel negative and the other way.
Yeah.
Because then they don't even show up. They don't care. To them, money is nothing. And then the decisions and the strategy and all of the fun that you're trying to have in your work, they don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, just do it.
Yeah. I think there's certain particular clients that have said to me, like, and I trust that they mean it, right? It's like, pick whatever you want. I trust that. And then I'm like, okay, great. So I thought I was going to do this on the ceiling for the dance floor. Now I'm doing this, but they're going to love it because they told me I can pick. But there's times where it's like, you have this intuition of like, I just think I need to run this by them. I think that they're going to have an opinion that I would make a different decision. So it's like, that's always something to like filter out.
I always consider it like tiptoeing. When I used to do like a lot of client work, it's like you tiptoe at every conversation, just kind of see what, and part of it is like instinctual as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we pick up on, communication isn't just words, right? So it's like
so much.
So you're like, what was that? That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. When you present an idea, you have to always see their face, whether it's on video or in person.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the words that they use might not always be what they're thinking.
Totally.
Yeah.
I want to go back to what you were asking about, wedding planners being around the bride and stuff. So I've figured out a way to mitigate this. So any wedding planner should take this on.
Okay.
So for me, I've watched the psychology of brides for half my life at this point. And so what happens is it's like, if you're not physically there, then chances are they're upset. It's like the minute you walk out the door or say like, I'm going to go sit down, it's like somebody needs something. It's like a baby crying. Right. And I mean that like, I mean that nicely. I don't mean that like rude.
I totally get this. Yes.
And so,
well, there's a lot of stress in the air. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah. It's like the minute that
stressful.
the minute the person that's holding things together leaves, it's like things change.
Well, just to add on to that, they're paying you as an outlet too. I mean, it's if you think about it, it's like, I am paying you, so I get to say what I want against you because I can't do it over here.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do this thing on wedding days where we have a bridal concierge now, and she is the J-Lo. She's got the fanny pack. She's got the steamer. And I have a fanny pack too, but I'm on oversight production. Then we have our walkies and we're like, vibe check. How's bride? How's mom? Has breakfast shown up?
How's groom's mom?
How's groom's mom?
Or other bride's
How's
mom?
the aunt that I just met? Did you get the champagne brought in? Whatever. So, and she's with her family the whole day. Like she's like literally holding her veil.
She's like a chief of staff so that you can go tend to the whole project. And then you have the person just on one
and
thing,
she's like,
which is bride.
We're leaving the hotel. We're moving. We're doing first look. Everything's good. Bride got some bites. I'm spritzing her or whatever. I have her.
Wow. So that's a great tip.
So our team is not running around crazy at all. So I have my team at the location and then she has hers. So that is like a big selling point. Is
she contracted by you or you just, it's a separate company?
No, she's
yours.
My team.
So then you still get to manage that experience.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And there's certain planners like that are like, hey, I'm a coordinator. And then I meet them and I'm like, this person's a concierge. This person can way better do this. So we have girls who run red carpets here in LA and they're those people. And it's like, she's got her own kit. She walks up, and she's like, to give me some dynamic. And we do a 5-minute brief and she's like, I got this. And she can just mitigate any issues. And if there's big issues, rarely there is, I'll know, but that's helpful.
That's so helpful. So how long ago did you instigate that?
2021. And the first bride I did it with, I asked her, I said, how did that go? And she said, it was incredible. So I was like, okay, we're keeping this. This is great. Because now awesome. I don't have to think about what's going on. I can focus on what we've planned this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's so like,
do you work with the same, like, I'm trying to think of like other folks on staff. Do you work with the same photographer and stuff?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm not the planner that's like going to say everything is cookie cutter, which is why I'll take on those like interesting events like I've shared. But yeah, I work with a lot of the same people. And then if they're like, I recommend, and then if they aren't interested in those people or they bring in their own, that's fine too. So
how do you work with cash flow in that situation? Because I'm always curious because you got to make sure you have the cash needed to then support them, and there's invoicing and there's like, how do you manage all that? Because like that can get real crazy real quick.
Yeah. So there's a couple different ways to break it down. A lot of our clients will be the sole, and they'll give me their card and they have authorization and we approve it. I've had people give me the entire budget and say, throw this into account and spend it as you can. And here's our signature and we approve what you tell us. And then I just planned it. So like that's really fun because I tend to be able to bend things a little bit more with that. I'm not just like, here's this thing, sign off. And then having a good line of credit is great because then you can,
I see,
front things and then pay yourself back. And
that makes sense. Because I'm imagining that your payment isn't for months and months, sometimes after, and you're having to pay people for services and time on the front end.
Yeah, it just depends. There's different ways to do it. So you can be like a house contractor status where it's like, hey, I'm gonna bill all this and it's gonna be all here, or you can just do it and you pay it as you go.
It's good to know. If you ever need a wedding photographer, I have like thousands of customers who are wedding photographers all around the world.
I love it. Well, I'll definitely ring you if I get some like random around the world.
I basically have a Rolodex of them because they
That's
all use
crazy, Matt. I would not imagine that is one of your top.
I didn't know either. It came out of nowhere. It came from like a couple of Instagram influencers have it on their website, and then like all of a sudden, every photographer, wedding photographer. It's only wedding photographer. It's not like photographer, it's just wedding photographer.
Oh, that's cool.
I was looking at your business, Matt, and that actually makes sense for wedding photographers. It's like getting to know, in person.
Getting to know them, who they are, see if there's in like 15 seconds, there's like a vibe check. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, and that's the thing is like clients will ask me, they'll go, okay, you recommended this person, I'm going to get on a Zoom with them or whatever. And the question I always get asked is, what do I ask? And I'm like, I've already vetted them. All the logistics are figured out. If it's your budget, just like vibe with them. If you vibe great and you like their portfolio, great. Like it's a slam dunk. Otherwise, like
this from a branding perspective, this is why we recommend brands have video on their website, because if you're talking about being human, you save yourself a lot of those the discovery calls. So if it's already been vetted and you know all of the things line up, the pricing lines up, you just really want to get to know their personality. The only way you can do that is by seeing them in video. So you can have the back and forth conversation live, or you can have Chipbot on your website and you can have the little video, and you can put video on there that shows a little bit more of you, because chances are there are going to be a lot of people that say, I don't want to get on a live call. I don't want to do that. It feels awkward, or it's just more time. But if they go to your website and they see you talking in a video and they get your personality and how you're going to be with them, that probably solves it. They say, oh yeah, I went to your website and then the video is there. Hey, I saw you speak, or I saw you answer some questions and tell me what you're about. That's why, that's what Fix and Form does, is human-centric brand makeovers, because we want to make sure that the people behind the business are coming out, because that's who you hire. There's a million photographers, right? But who you're hiring for that specific thing, you say it's a vibe check. That is human. That's energy, right? And so video is the thing that brings us that, which is Matt's company, which is amazing, right? And also the really easy chat function with AI and helping it navigate the lead conversion on your site. But I love that this is all kind of intertwined, because you need the solid branding, you need the video, so that the professional who's bringing these people together can say, well, go get a vibe check. Well, if they have a video, or go check out their socials, you need to be showing up as a human on your socials. You can't just have this high quality branded, content and reels that aren't people on your accounts. You have to have you have to have the people that are delivering your brand experience there, conversing on video and talking, so that people can get a vibe check, right? And then it just eliminates a lot of that need to say, book a free discovery call and jump on for 30 minutes. And you're like, I don't want to do that. I just want to know more about who you are from the secrecy of my own screen, because I don't want to have to go meet you. And then I just want to hire you, right? So that's a really good reminder, I think, too, from someone who's sourcing so many professionals for your events constantly. And you have this whole Rolodex of people who you're bringing in. I mean, having some great video of them just to say, hey, it's awesome. I've also met people on email. If it's a cold outreach or a referral, I'll actually film a video of myself and just say, hey, so-and-so, so nice to meet you. We were connected here. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself so that it's easier. If you want to jump on a call, I'm available. If not, and you're ready to go, here's my number, just text, or, let's just get into your proposal and pricing. And I think that really helps, even if it's a voice note. Sometimes I also do voice notes attached to emails, because when they hear you speak, and then also they might get a video, it just helps bring that warmth to business that is human-centric, that we really need to be doing. So I love that. I think also that could be a really cool tool for you in the future with your website, to have almost like, maybe you don't want to publicly display the people that you source, but in a way you could kind of bring your team together with little intro videos. And you could present that to your client, so that they're not having to have all of these different calls every which way. And you could have the florist and the photographer and the videographer and the DJ and, here is the team I put together. And then everybody's kind of on their own little hello videos.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
Vibe check.
Yeah, vibe checking, important.
Yeah.
My last question for Carly is, so where is your curious mind going in 5 years?
So many things, and I'm so excited to be here because I love content. Like, I love content, and I consume. Like, we were just talking about how I love TikTok, and I'm learning so much about so many random topics on TikTok and Reels, and I'm curious about building that on my end, and I would love to do more like entertainment focused events, and I've been in talks with my friend in Nashville, actually. We've been discussing ideas for network and things like that. So I would say keeping the same creative lane, but like expanding it to be like more educational, more, playing with like content more, I think is like where my curiosity.
So like the same niche, but different channels, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've just been working. Like, I've luckily had so much work that I haven't been able to fully like sink my teeth into it. So that's kind of where my next kind of hopefully phase is going to lead me. So,
so you probably will always be busy until because I think right now you said you don't really have employees. You kind of have I think that changes once you can have a reliable, like, second lieutenant, like a lieutenant for you who works as a full-time for your business, even during the off period. Yeah. Because once you have that person, they can handle all the things that are between the nooks and cranny that you still have to do today. But once you get that deferred, you realize how much time is freed up. But you just need to make enough money to support that person for basically 12 months at least. Yeah. Versus like, kind of by season.
Yeah. Yeah,
that thought for me as a founder is like so freeing. I like salivate over that thought. I'm like, ooh, when am I going to get there? I want somebody like that to just be generating for my business, so I could.
They don't generate though. They're really you're that person. It may look like they're generating, but actually they're solving a very critical problem, which is you need to stop being the bottleneck. Mm-hmm. So it's actually more of that. They can't operate without you. Really,
right. So, that's true. Yeah.
Like if you disappeared, sure, things could run, but they're only running based on the previous instructions.
True.
Like, it takes the business owner.
You're right. So they're not generating, they're executing.
Right. So that's a very key thing, because if you disappeared for 3 months, the business is dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done it, and I need to find the right fit for it.
Mm-hmm.
That one's hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
It's a hard one.
The people thing.
Yeah.
Hiring for vibe.
But you network so much. I feel like with the weddings, like, you should know so many people. I feel like you would definitely. I bet there's someone in your network who would fit perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just got to think of who they are.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I think that does it for today. How are you feeling?
Oh my gosh, I feel great.
To say everything. I love it. This has been fascinating for me. I don't ever get to talk about this whole industry. This is totally outside of conversations that I get to have. So this was great conversation today. So I will say, Carly, where can people find you? You want to list all of your handles and your
so many things. Okay. So websites, carlyraeweddings.com, highnoonfloral.com, Instagram. Crack a cold one.
When you give flowers, do you give a high noon?
I should.
You should. You should do a brand sponsorship with them, like a collab.
I'm a little scared.
I knew. I know, right? I'm scared too. Cease and desist. No.
Maybe. TikTok, Carly Rae Weddings. Instagram, Carly Rae Weddings. Is it high_noon floral? I think the high noon floral was. I had to get an underscore in there to get my handle. And that's there's some other places, but that's the mains right now.
Awesome. And this is a question I want to start asking. I just thought of that I've been doing with some network people is, what are some best ways that people can support you right now as a founder?
I would say engaging. Are you talking about social media stuff?
Anything. Like if another business owner or another person in the industry is listening to this and they say, ooh, I really like her and her business, how can I support her? Ooh. It's a big, broad question.
That is a broad question. I would say engaging on social is a big one because that bumps us up, as everyone knows. And I love meeting people. So if it's, if they're like, I always think of that Beatles song. It sounds so dorky, but like I get by with a little help from my friends.
Yes!
I think about it all the time. But
I knew it was going to be that.
I really can't
do
this without community, truly. And just as you were coming down and I was pulling up, I had a colleague talk to me about something, that was like hard in the industry. And it's like, I'm just all about that. I want to like engage with people who are, struggling or vice versa. It's like, I want to have that support to be like, hey, things were slow. Like, what do you suggest? Are you experiencing the same thing? If not, what are you doing? What's some resources? And I think as a founder, it's like, you have to come in humble and be like, I don't know everything. Like I said the yes and I like have, pulled different levers and now I'm here, but, I'm always wanting to learn. And so I want to find people that are better than me, So I would say, reach out to me and I'll probably reach back out to you and we can be friends.
It's a great answer.
Yeah.
I love that. Awesome. Right. Well, that does it for OnlyFounders today. Thank you, Matt, joining us from Houston. Thank you, Carly, for being our wonderful guest and founder. And I've loved this conversation today. This was really, really enlightening. Guys, we will tag her channels. You can go look her up, Carly Rae Weddings and High Noon Floral. Thank you, Carly. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Thank you.